Welcome to our presentation on data use and administrative decision making. This presentation is being presented by ULM's Curriculum and Instruction doctoral students Alexis Brown, Angela Foster, Amy Jones, and Crystal Mallett. We open our presentation on data use and administrative decision making by offering a definition of the core terms in our title. Data use provides an organization with a roadmap to accomplish each objective that leads to the attainment of the organization's goals defined in its shared vision. Coupled with collaborative structures, data use powers the actions planned to ensure continuous school improvement. Notwithstanding, administrative decision making, aka leadership structures, is the foundational support to ensuring that this marriage of collaborative structures and data use produces continual growth. With the aid of a shared vision and data use, administrators can make the most effective choices to help every member of their organization implement the vision. There are 4 elements that are essential to data use and continuous school improvement: leadership, professional learning, partnerships, and professional collaboration. With committed data use and these essential mediums, schools can create decision-making structures, ensure ongoing professional development, foster educational partnerships with stakeholders, and garner professional collaboration. When an organization employs data use and these 4 essential elements, the organization can answer the question, how are we going to get to where we want to be? Just as with data use, there are essential elements for effective administrative decision-making: partitioning of the school staff, clarifying purposes, roles, and responsibilities, and identifying times to meet. It is vitally important that each member of the organization understands how he or she supports the implementation of the vision. Therefore, administrative decision-making must include information that answers the who, what, when, where, how often, and how to evaluate questions that are inherent in the data used for continuous school improvement. There is an adage that says it takes a village to raise a child. There are no truer words to define who is involved in data use and administrative decision making. The illustration you see uses the words they to denote responsibilities in the data-driven decision-making process. The question here is, who are they? They are the administrators, the teachers, and the school's external and internal community. With each component playing their part, the vision of the school will be manifested in the form of student achievement. Teachers are responsible for implementing planned actions by collaborating with peers over student data to support each other and develop the school's academic culture. Administrators are responsible for articulating the school's vision and its plan of action for continual improvement, monitoring and evaluating the implementation of said plans, facilitating the collaborative process between teachers, addressing implications found during analysis with ongoing job-embedded professional development, and evaluation of school processes to plan for any needed adaptations. Finally, the responsibility of community, the internal support staff, business, social initiatives, and so on, is to adhere to the articulated school's vision and assist in any ways necessary in meeting the goals as defined by the shared vision. The implementation of data used by administrators and teachers face many barriers. The main barrier comes from the research practice gap, where teachers and administrators feel as though the research done has little to no practical value within schools and classrooms. According to Kowalski and Lastly, principals and teachers are also many times wary to use research because they do not trust the results and feel that the results are skewed, flawed, or biased. They have no time to study the research and have a hard time understanding the language and statistics of the findings. Other barriers include a lack of access, either intellectually, physically, or virtually, and poor dissemination. According to Van Brock and van der Laan, dissemination refers to the translation and distribution of research findings to practitioners. We have an opportunity to bridge the research practice gap by using data and teaching others to use data to make administrative decisions. Every time data is used is another chance to demonstrate to all staff how to use data. Using data communicates your support for others to use it. Most importantly, using data for these administrative decisions reveals the power it has to increase teacher effectiveness and thus student learning. Improving processes using data as a part of an overall continuous improvement plan includes some administrative decisions you might not consider right away, as they are a bit removed from the business of establishing learning objectives, pre and post testing on them to measure learning, and designing or selecting appropriate interventions. There are many positions to select for and assess, and still other administrative decisions made with data. Here, we're taking a look at teacher selection and teacher assessment before turning to data use when implementing a continuous school improvement plan. To plan for teacher selection, we need to estimate the need for teachers, analyze current deployment information, and take a look at concentration, stock, and flow statistics when making decisions to comply as an equal opportunity employer or affirmative action employer. When estimating the need for teachers, the survival ratio technique considers only two factors: live birth rates for kindergarten and first grade, and movement within a school district known as ascension. A Bayesian estimation considers many factors, including but not limited to openings of charter schools, tuition increases for private schools, and policy changes by a local board of education. Deployment information is based on actual student-teacher ratios. Concentration statistics focus on employees within a public school district. Stock statistics break down workers by work assignment, and flow statistics describe hiring ratios between protected class and non-protected class groups. The information should be interpreted within the context of a relevant labor market. To improve recruitment, messaging including psychological rewards and job duties have been found to be more effective, and messages concerning economic incentives less effective for generating applicants. Regarding recruitment mediums, the personal touch, meaning when a person is listed as a contact instead of an office, or when an organizational representative is used to promote opportunities, is more effective than more impersonal communication means. The applicant's qualifications should be considered as they complement other skills or meet identified needs. Selection is a process of screening and interviewing applicants. Screening is the stage at which compliance with the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act is assessed, so corresponding data should be considered. Due to findings that the format of selection interview rather than qualifications of the applicant influences teacher selection, school districts should standardize their interview format. Database teacher assessment is an administrative process that is beneficial to all parties: the administrator charged with assessing performance, the teacher charged with performance, the coworkers and other staff, and the students. By breaking the performance down into sub-performances and practicing evidential reasoning and decision support, specific performances can be identified and acted upon. Video analysis offers unprecedented feedback for learning and development. Products such as ActiveInspire and Screencastify can offer the power to record, edit, and receive useful feedback regarding performance, as well as lower tech products like Zoom and similar. When we are facilitating the creation of a shared vision, we have an opportunity to bridge the research practice gap. Do you remember the multiple measures of data as illustrated here? We have an opportunity to conduct our own comprehensive review, present findings, and share results of interest to show how we analyze and use data to guide actions. Determining school goals based on insights surfaced and the shared vision is the beginning of focusing energy in the same direction. Some of the ways administrators encourage and enable staff to use data to make decisions include reviewing data, setting goals, determining how achievement will be measured, monitoring the implementation to show staff how to use data, supporting professional collaboration, providing tools to design formative assessments, and examining student work for coherence. Many aspects of research will have to be changed in order to have more teachers and administrators utilize it. The research done must contain content that is practical and relevant to its users and meet their specific needs. Data and information must be readily available, and users must be given ample time to study and examine it, be shown the benefits of the data, increase the use of internet or computer technology, have access to or use outside consultants, and have practitioners involved in follow-up, design, and delivery in regards to school improvement. And overall better collaboration by creating data teams within the school to make sense of the data, and better collaboration between researchers, universities, and practitioners within organizations. All stakeholders must have constant contact and communication in order to continue to learn and share. Administration is more likely to use and implement data when it is relevant and practical for use within schools and individual classrooms. The language of data is easier to understand and read, given ample amount of time to do so. Without building a strong culture, an organization loses the opportunity to have a consistent set of convictions and rigorously reinforced shared vision. Thank you for your attention to our presentation on data use and decision making. Here you will find our reference materials.